at an airport waiting for an aeroplane. So I made this recording instead of class, so you can watch it, and you can watch it multiple times if you want to. Right. So let's jump into the topic of today. Today we're going to learn about the past, yeah, and more specifically, we're going to learn about the past simple. So let me share with you my screen and explain to you what we're going to be doing. So firstly, let's talk about the past specifically. So the past basically is everything that has happened from now and before, so everything that has already happened. And this is the past in general. Now, we have in English different forms to speak about the past. We can use the past simple, which you are familiar with. We can use the past continuous, which you are also familiar with. You can also use, the past perfect, which one day I will explain to you what this is. And we can use the present, not just any present, the present perfect. Right. So these are 4 of the different forms that we can use to speak about the past. However, today we're only going to discuss some of the differences between the past simple and the present perfect. So we're going to start with the past simple. Now, the past simple we use to speak about finished actions. Now, this is very important. Finished actions. Yeah, finished actions in the past. Yeah. So to give an example, we can talk about something like me and my friend cycled to Finlandia yesterday. Yes, and this is true. I cycled with my friend to Finlandia yesterday. That was a lot of fun. You can also say something like, I went to a concert on Saturday. Yeah, this is also true. I went to a concert in Café del Alma. It was really nice. It was a really, really good concert. So this is the past simple. This is an action. These are actions that started in the past, finished in the past. Yeah. So yesterday, I cycled with my friend. Started cycling, finished cycling, goodbye. And the same with the other example. I went to a concert with a friend. So the activity started, I went to the concert, the activity finished, it is in the past, it is not happening right now. Yes, it does not continue happening, it finishes. Right, so let's very quickly have a look at the structure of the past simple. So this is the structure. The structure I'm sure you're very familiar with also because you are core 7, you're very intelligent people. And of course, for the affirmative sentence, we have your subjects, your verb in the past simple, that's very important. Verb in past simple. Let me make this a little bit smaller. Oops. So your subjects and your verb in past simple. Yeah, verb in past simple. Now, when you want to do your negatives and your question forms, we need to use an auxiliary verb. The auxiliary verb, of course, is did for questions and didn't for the negative. Yeah. So because we are using an auxiliary verb, the auxiliary verb didn't, the verb goes in the base form. Yeah. Remember that the job of the auxiliary verb is to make the sentence simpler, to simplify. That is why every time that we use the auxiliary verb, the main verb of the sentence will always be in its base form. Yes. And the same for questions. Yeah. The question, and then of course the subject and the verb, the main verb in base form. Yeah. Remember this. This is very, very important. Every time that we use the auxiliary, every time that we use an auxiliary, the verb will go in its base form. Now, of course, you will remember that in English, we have two types of verbs. We have regular verbs and irregular verbs. Regular verbs end in ed, and irregular verbs change form. Oops. Yeah. We practice this, we learned this, we are not going to repeat this. What I do want you to do is I want you to go and visit the lists of verbs that I gave you last time. If you don't have them, I can send you the links again to your emails. I will send them again to your emails. So, I hope you do not have any questions. If you do, if you have questions, if there is something you don't understand, you can, of course, message me. Yeah, so message me on WhatsApp here on this number. Oops. Message me on WhatsApp here on my 318-294-0685. That is my WhatsApp number. So you can message me there and ask me questions. Say, Nelson, I don't understand what you are speaking about. Please help me. And I will, of course, help you. Right. So let's move on to an activity that we have. I have put you in pairs. You will receive an email, or maybe you already have received an email where you have pairs. I have added the email of each one of you so that you can contact your partner via email, or if you have their WhatsApp, then we'll just message them on WhatsApp. So you are going to work in pairs for this exercise, for the exercise of today. And the idea is very simple, yes? Each one of you are going to make a list of verbs. Yes, very simple. The first thing you need to do is make a list of verbs, 25 verbs. You can have regular verbs, irregular verbs. That is, there is no difference. Just make a list of 25 verbs in base form and past simple form. Base form and past simple form. I'm going to give you an example. So, for example, you start here your list and you have the two columns. You have base form and past simple form. So let's say that you start with the verb to be. So you say be, and then the past simple is, was, and were. Let's say go, and then in the past simple, went, and etc., 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 until you have 25. So you will make a list. Yes, make a list of verbs in base form and the past simple form. This is an individual task. And when you finish your verb, when you finish your list, send your list to your partner. Yes. Send your list to your partner. So basically, you will exchange lists. Yes, your partner will give you their list, and you will give you your list to your partners. Yeah, so you will exchange your lists. And what do you do with the list? Oh, that is a beautiful question. Thank you for asking. I know that you're not here. So what I want you to do with the list is I want you to write a story. Yes, write a story using only the verbs. Yes, only using the verbs that your partner gave you. Don't use other verbs. You have 25 verbs, you have a lot of verbs. Yes, so use these verbs to write a story. Of course, you can use the verb in the base form, and you can use the verb in the past simple form. So you can use, let's say, for example, let's do an example with the two verbs that I have. So I can start my story and say, on Sunday, no, I start with it. Sunday was a beautiful day. Yes, there you have, I now have the verb to be. It was very sunny, and for this reason, I went cycling, cycling with my friend, and etc., 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 etc. Yes, so I use the verbs in the past simple, but also we can use the verbs in the base form or the ing form. We want to practice the past simple. Again, if you have any questions about this activity, just message me on WhatsApp. Yeah, message me on WhatsApp, and I will help you if you have any questions. I hope you don't have questions. It's a very simple exercise. Make a list, change lists with your partner, and then write a story using only the verbs that you have. Now, here is where things get interesting. We're going to have a little competition. I know that you like competition. Now, the last person to send their story, yes, the last person to send their story will have homework. Yes, the last person to send their story will have homework. Now, before you ask, the story is also individual. It's also individual. The only part where you work in group is when you exchange. Everything else is individual. You write your list individually, and you write your story individually. Yes, but of course, you change lists with your partner. You change lists with your partner. Again, the last person to send me their story will have homework. There is no limit. You can send it today, you can send it tomorrow, you can send it on Wednesday. But the last person to send will have homework. A very difficult homework, especially if you send it after today. If you send the homework, if you send your text today, the homework will be easy. If you send the homework if you send the text tomorrow, then the homework will be more difficult and more difficult and more difficult. So send your text today. Again, individually. This is not work in groups. This is individual work. Right. That is all for today. Again, message me on WhatsApp if you need my help, if you don't understand what you need to do, what is the activity. Just message me here. I will be at the airport and I will be checking my phone. I will be checking if you need help. All right. I'm gonna go because my flight is probably soon to be called. Right. See you soon.